See the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal confident of sealing 3 deals worth £150 million this summer, and those 3 deals are what we're going to be discussing. After us getting a new sporting director, Arsenal look very, very ready to deal with the summer in a bullish way. We're also going to be talking about a report from The Athletic that has outlined our summer transfer plans, saying that a striker is priority and Benjamin Sesko is one of those deals that Arsenal believe it's ours. We have done it and we are just going to complete it. They have also talked about Naipan as well, and they've also talked about a defender, and they've talked about Martin Zubimendi. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. We mean business this summer, and we are very serious. And I love it. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I love it. I really, really do. I love it when my club just go, we are going to kick out all mediocrity, and we are going to be serious. Because when a club goes serious, it is so nice. Like, as a fan, it feels so nice when a team just goes, we are going to be as serious as possible. You can even brag with them. You can even brag about that, right? So what is the 50 million deal? What are the 150 million deals that we are tracking and trying to complete? And what have the Athletic said? So the Athletic have said that Arsenal have already made it clear, on top of the agenda this summer, it's going to be signing a striker. Mikel Arteta initially had thought about getting in a midfielder as a priority, but that was cancelled quickly after Arsenal didn't get a striker in January. Now their top agenda is getting a striker. And the Athletic also said that Benjamin Sesko is one deal that Arsenal feel they're just remaining with the completing stages, the final stages. That's a deal, right? In terms of Leipzig, we have already established our position and the relationship is very good. In terms of Sesko, we have already established our position, the relationship is good, and with the terms and conditions are mutual on both sides. So Arsenal feel Sesko is just a matter of time. It is the FA and whoever opens the window that's delaying us. Actually, I would say that so that we don't get our deals sabotaged, can we get the window open today and close tomorrow? We get our deals done and then we close it tomorrow. Just kidding. But away from that, they're also saying that a midfielder is very, very likely. They don't know whether Arsenal will sign an attacking option apart from Sivia Naipan, but they know that Martin Zubimendi is a deal that Arsenal are going to do as well. And we're going to talk about him too. They also say that Arsenal are very confident on Sivia Naipan. They say that the deal is pretty much agreed with him. But where it gets interesting is this. Arsenal would love to add a defender and a new goalkeeper. Now, the new goalkeeper, they quote Joan Garcia. They feel that the Joan Garcia deal is also pretty much really done. Arsenal just need to go and finalize that deal. If nothing changes, he will be an Arsenal player. But when it comes to the defender, that's where they say that Arsenal will have to look at departures in order to consider whether to bring in someone or not. Now, we know that Kieran Tierney is going. We know that Takehiro Tomiyasu is not going to play again this season and might not begin next season in very, very good fitness terms. We know that Jakub Kiwior isn't up to the standard, and Arsenal are trying to, sell him last summer. If it wasn't for the Takehiro Tomiyasu injury, I believe Kiwior might have gone. And then Zinchenko is going to leave too. So there is a big possibility that Arsenal are going to get a centre-back. Now, we've been linked with 3 that have caught my eye, but I'm going to discuss only one, and that is Guehi at Crystal Palace. When we were linked with Marc Guehi, there were a few idiots at AFTV that said Guehi could be a replacement for Saliba. I don't think so. I think Mikel Arteta wants to have that one centre-back, that one player, right, that he can trust. And that would have been Ricardo Calafiori. But the problem with Ricardo Calafiori, he is injury prone. You can't trust his availability. He's as injury prone as Zinchenko. He's as injury prone as Tomiyasu. He's as injury prone as Kieran Tierney, or even worse. So you can't trust him to be your reliable member of the squad, right? As a backup for Gabriel. So it looks like Arsenal will want to get in another defender just to keep things safe. If Kiwior leaves, and then Zinchenko leaves, and then Tierney leaves, and then Takehiro Tomiyasu is not going to start the season, those are 4 players already out. We might get a new centre back. That is the report from The Athletic. They are still saying that Šeško, Zubimendi, Garcia, those are the players that Arsenal are completely sure they can get them done even before the summer starts. But the £150 million deal that Arsenal are very, very confident about is Nico Williams, Šeško, and Martin Zubimendi. 150 million. The first thing I want to say, Arsenal going in for these deals early, we might be getting a couple of bargains there. Because if you allow other teams to come and negotiate on these deals, it's going to go to 200 million. Trust me. So let's start off with Zubimendi. With Martin Zubimendi, all clubs that want to sign him without triggering his release clause. That is very dangerous for Arsenal. Why? Let me explain. If it was just the release clause, it meant that Arsenal just have to pay 60 million euros and get the player quickly. But because we want to jump the release clause and negotiate around it, it means any other team can come in and negotiate around it. And that's why they're telling you that, Madrid are working on this deal. No, they are not. But it means that anyone could come and just look at the groundwork Arsenal have done, and possibly we have agreed to pay maybe 70 million euros. And the team says we're going to pay 80 million euros. Now, the good thing, I believe that apart from Manchester City, there are not so many teams out there that are willing to splash 80 to 90 million on a defensive midfielder. I think Chelsea have Moises Caicedo. Would be crazy for them to do that. Manchester United would, but do they have the money? I don't know. Newcastle have the money, but they are not going to do that. They have Guimaraes. PSG have already done it. So it's either Madrid, Arsenal, or maybe Bayern, right? Or maybe Bayern, or maybe Liverpool. So what Arsenal did eventually, which is smart, is we went and agreed a deal in principle with Real Sociedad. And that basically means that the player is in our hands. The player is ours to lose. We have the deal. So Sociedad could tell anyone, listen, he's going to Arsenal. As simple as that. So that is the first 60 million that we have spent already. The next one is the Nico Williams deal. And again, what Arsenal have done here is quite very interesting. We have just gone and said, we will trigger your release clause. Just give us your verbal agreement that you can join us in the summer. It's not even a commitment. You can go and sign for anyone. But just tell us, are you willing to play for us? Are you willing to be part of this team? And Nico said, yes, of course. I don't have a problem with playing for Arsenal. That is another 46 million spent. That is already 140 million. Now, Šeško. Šeško, I thought Šeško was 70 million. Honestly. The Šeško deal could cost around 50 million. Just 50 million. Because that is what is in the release clause of the player. Now, whether teams are going to negotiate for Šeško, I'm not sure. I think Arsenal better, unless we are getting a very good deal for Šeško, it's better to trigger the release clause than negotiate. Because if you negotiate, you're paying more. So if Arsenal trigger the release clause, which is 50 million, and then we trigger the release clause for Williams, which is 40, that's 90, and then the 60 million for Zubimendi, that's already 150 million. That is 150 million spent on 3 very exciting talents, on 3 players that could be the future, that could define the future of Arsenal Football Club. And I think if you add like Naipan to that deal, that takes it to 160. You also add Garcia, that will take it to 170. But, 170, and most of the areas that we want to spend money on have actually been sorted. And if we sell, there is a possibility that we can even have more spending power in the summer, right? I think this is a genius window. We are using genius strategies to win the summer this summer.